Hey everyone. So for those of you who've been following my community tab, you'll know that a couple of weeks ago I lost my Discord account because I fell victim to a scam. That's right. For those of you who don't know, the scam in question is a classic social engineering scam that's apparently been around for a couple of years. I believe it first originated on Steam back in 2021, although some people claim that it goes back even further than that. Here's how the scam works. Someone in your direct messages who has already been taken over by the scammer will message you out of the blue and tell you that they've accidentally flagged or reported you for spam. They will show you a fabricated image of what purportedly looks like a screen capture from an email sent by Discord support staff. They will tell you urgently to contact another Discord account whose name and profile falsely appear to be a real member of Discord support staff, and if you don't follow their exact instructions, you will lose your account within 24 hours due to a misunderstanding. In actuality, of course, this is just another account owned by the scammer or by an accomplice. Once you've done that, they will present a bogus certificate containing their credentials. Their profile will even be furnished with emojis and hyperlinks to the real social media pages of the namesake Discord support technician they're impersonating. The first thing they will do is convince you to change your login email address to a different one. It will be a burner email address concocted for the sole purpose of hijacking and commandeering your account, and they will likely dispose of it and switch it to their own email address once they are finished. The next thing they will do is they will try and dupe you into making a transaction, either via Cash App or PayPal. The explanation they give for this is that it needs to be done for the sake of validating your account details, and that if you don't follow their precise instructions, you will lose your account forever. However, the sad truth is, once you realize it's a scam, it's already too late by this point, because by tricking you into changing your email address, you will have already lost access to your account, and Discord support are the only ones who can change it back. In fact, this poor woman on Twitter became the butt of everyone's jokes a couple weeks ago because she fell victim to the same scam I did. And everyone dogpiled and roasted the hell out of her. Hilarious, right? She's probably going through unimaginable levels of stress and anxiety and has likely had to contact police, change her bank, change her email address, and likely lost many hours of sleep and years of her life over this. But whatever, what a dumb woman, am I right? Anyway, I fell victim to a dumb scam. Haha, big deal. What can I say? Even Homer sometimes nods. Fair enough, I should have noticed the spelling mistakes. I did think something was off about the way he spoke to me, like when I told him I was going to the bathroom and he said this. But I was in too much of a panic to notice the warning signs. And if it were a stranger who messaged me and not someone I knew, I would have been a lot more skeptical. But anyway, no matter. I fell for a scam. Normally, I'd happily just take the L and laugh about it, and carry on as normal with my day, having learned not to trust all people on the internet. Except, none of this would have been a problem were it not for one simple fact. Discord support probably should think about getting themselves a new name, because support is the last thing they will do for you. Over the past few weeks, I've come to realize that Discord does not suffer from a scam problem. Discord itself is a scam problem. For a company with an estimated net worth of $15 billion and over 600 million registered users around the world, you would think that they would have more than enough resources to make their app as user-friendly as possible and have a fully operational team of support staff to serve their customers 24/7. But understand that when I'm criticizing their support team, I'm not saying that it's bad, it is non-existent. And I have to wonder whether or not the scammers knew this from the beginning and chose to target people on Discord for that very reason. Discord does not have a phone number you can call or a live chat feature for complaints like with most banks or software companies for instant two-way communication. So if you have a specific question or problem that you want support to help you with, you can't get a response in real time. There is a phone number on their online impressum, but nobody answers it. They also have email addresses, but they don't respond to these either. As a matter of fact, the only way you can reach out to support is by filing a support request ticket on their website portal. Once you have submitted a support ticket, you'll be given a ticket with an 8-digit ID number and a glib automated response from a robot giving you unhelpful instructions and advice that cannot help you in your given situation. And how long does it take for Discord to respond? Well, here's the problem. Nobody knows. I do not pretend to understand how their system works for resolving customer complaints, and I'm not even convinced that there is one. There is absolutely zero transparency with regards to how many support requests they have, how many they are able to resolve at any given time, and how long it will be before they finally get to yours. On the one hand, I've heard that there are people who claim to have waited as long as 5 or 6 months before finally hearing a response. But then on the other hand, there are some who claim they got a response right away. There are even those who claim they submitted an alternate ticket in which they inputted a different variable somewhere here or there, which resulted in Discord responding instantly. But I've submitted 9 tickets in all so far, and none of them have gotten a real response. Not only does Discord apparently have an enormous backlog of customer complaints, but their methods of resolving them can be at best described as lousy, and at worst, antagonistic and anti-consumer. If you submit more than one support ticket regarding the same issue, it will be automatically marked as solved. The only response you will get is the same bot-generated response from all the others. Whether this has an impact on whether your complaint will be resolved earlier or not is anyone's guess. And if you thought that was bad, there's a rumor that I've come across many times from many different people that apparently, if you submit multiple support requests pertaining to the same issue, you will be moved straight to the back of the queue. I cannot confirm whether this is true or false, and I don't think there's any evidence to support it. I messaged Discord on their Twitter handle asking them about this, and I didn't get a coherent response. How is it acceptable for a company this large, with this many users, to treat us this way? Why is no one talking about this? How are they getting away with this? At the time of me making this video, I have currently been waiting over 2 weeks since I filed my first support request, and my ticket still hasn't been resolved yet. The scammer still, even now, has access to my account. I can only imagine how much fun he's been having ruining all my online friendships and tricking them into giving up their login email address. I sure look forward to explaining myself when I get my account back to all of them. If I get it back. Think about it. If the scammer decides he's had enough messing around with my account and decides to delete it, I only have 2 weeks to contest the deletion. So if my account's pending deletion status expires before Discord are able to respond in time, then I'm fucked 6 ways from Sunday. Thanks, Discord. But that's not even the worst of it. I've been losing money as well. On the day this happened, I checked my online bank statement and I noticed that there were 3 unauthorized bank transactions that I didn't make, all with the same reference. It seems like the scammer has used my account's connected bank card details to make a number of purchases on Discord's online marketplace. I don't know exactly what he's bought, but it appears to be gift vouchers for Discord Nitro. So far, he's wasted over £300 of my own money on this. You would not believe the level of stress and anxiety this has put upon me. I don't have a lot of money. I work a slightly above minimum wage job. I can barely afford rent and my tuition fees for the course I'm currently taking. I cannot afford to lose more money over stupid shit like this. I have done everything I possibly can to stop the scammer taking my money. First, when it became clear that Discord support weren't going to answer right away, I called up my bank and had them cancel my bank card right away. I thought this would be enough to stop the scammer from taking more of my money. But to my horror, I discovered that this didn't work, because there was yet another pending transaction on my online statement the next day. It turns out that Discord's online payment processing interface has a special token that allows it to instantly update and collect money from a connected bank card the moment it is cancelled and replaced. So no matter how many times I cancelled and had my card replaced, the scammer could still do whatever he wanted with my money. The next thing I did was, I froze my account and tried to make sure that no more money could enter or leave it until the matter was resolved. But this failed too, because my bank told me that bank account freezes have no effect on charges that are made via direct debit or subscription. So basically, it's not a freeze at all then. When that didn't work, my next idea was to contact my bank's fraud department and request a chargeback and dispute the transaction. But would you believe it?
Would you believe it?
They told me they could not request a chargeback in this case, because first of all, the charges were connected via debit and not a credit card, and secondly, it is believed that all the charges were made for gift cards, and they told me it is against Visa's terms of service to issue a chargeback when the transaction is made for a gift card. So not only was Discord unable to help me, but my bank wasn't that much better either. My only remaining option at this point was to withdraw all the money from my account and then close it as soon as possible. I have done everything I possibly can to get out of this nightmare. I have contacted Discord nearly 10 times so far. I froze my bank card. I cancelled my bank card. I requested a chargeback. I filed an online report with Action Fraud. I tried contacting the Financial Ombudsman Service. I even tried messaging Discord's Twitter. Nothing. They never respond to tweets. None of this would have been a problem in the first place if Discord support only took their job seriously. And I am not the only one who's gotten the shaft here. There are dozens upon dozens of threads in their online forum by other people making similar complaints to what I've had. Many of these people either fell victim to the same scam that I did, or have had their accounts disabled due to them falsely suspected of being underage, and have been left hanging for weeks or months without a word. It is an absolute disgrace that a company this large with this many users can treat us like this. I've been a loyal user for nearly 7 years now, and after this experience, I honestly don't know if I feel comfortable letting them have any more of my time or my money, knowing this is how they treat you. Imagine if one day your house was robbed by a burglar and you contacted the police, but if you called them more than once, they'd put you straight to the back of the queue. And each time you called them after that, you get an automated response saying, your criminal complaint has already been resolved, and then they would hang up. Then 6 months later, after you've moved house, the police finally show up. So basically, if you fall victim for a scam or a prank, or you have your account disabled due to an alleged violation of the terms of service, Discord will not help you. You're on your own. I don't know if they're understaffed or just twiddling their thumbs because they're all just, enjoying a mental health break or whatever, but this has got to be one of the most antisocial ways of running an instant messaging service I've ever come across. Like, don't we deserve better than this? Anyway, if you're based in the US or Canada and you've experienced this treatment as well, then I recommend you try filing a complaint against them with the Better Business Bureau. I don't expect that they'll respond anytime soon, but I figure there's no harm in trying. And lastly, I'd just like to say to all those people on Twitter and YouTube laughing at us, calling us idiots for falling for the scam, sharing all those memes, haha, you think you're hilarious. Listen, how would you feel if it was you who fell for a scam? Or what if it was someone you knew, like your grandmother? Would you still be laughing then? Would you call your grandmother a retard? Is this really where we are as a society, where we think it's okay to laugh at people who become a victim of crime? I have to wonder if these are the same kinds of people who look at victims of rape and then say things like, why were you dressed like that? What did you think was going to happen? Why didn't you notice you were getting into an unlicensed taxi cab? How dumb. I mean, it's just common sense. Like, don't get raped. Listen, it doesn't take an idiot to fall victim to a scam. The reason I fell victim to this scam is because I'd never seen anything like it before. Most of us are not idiots. I would never click on an unsolicited link from a stranger. We all know about the Nigerian prince. We're not stupid. Let me show you this. This is Jim Browning. Jim Browning is a cybersecurity expert and vigilante hacker who's made a name for himself infiltrating and exposing online scam operations around the world in places like India and Pakistan. He uses remote access software to sabotage their computers. He actively stops them in their tracks, helps the police track them down and raid them, and he even helps victims get their money back. He's been doing this for over 10 years, and you will never guess what happened one day. Jim Browning himself fell victim to a scam. That's right. In 2021, Browning was targeted by people claiming to be YouTube support staff and was tricked into deleting his own YouTube channel. That's right. If this guy can fall for a scam, then literally anyone can. So the moral of the story is, don't go off thinking you're special or better than other people just because someone fell for a scam and you didn't. You learn from secondhand experience thanks to mistakes that other people made for you. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Discord support are abysmal. They do not care about you, and I advise all of you who currently have an account with Discord, beware. If you lose your account due to something like this, or through no fault of your own, you may as well kiss it goodbye. I'll probably update you if Discord do finally respond, though I might add with caution, don't hold your breath.